Hi, I'm Jerad Wittwer, the owner of Performance Diesel. We build efficient parts for over-the-road trucks, and also I like to farm part-time, became full-time. I own Broken Fence Ranch and Broken Fence Hay in Panguitch, Utah. We farm grass alfalfa hay, and tell you a little bit about why we chose Staheli West for these steamers and what they do for our company and business. I started hearing about the steamers about 3 years ago. We've owned the farm for about 5 years. I'll go back to the first year we farmed. I'm going to be brutally honest. What the hell did I get myself into in Panguitch, Utah? The growing season is horrible. We get 2 cuttings, maybe a half. Everybody else up in the industry cuts 2, feeds off the 3rd to their cows. We tried that the first year, and we go to first crop. We were breaking strings, compaction was wrong, and me, I'm a fixer, so I'm trying to think of how can I fix it. There's got to be something wrong with the baler. Made many different phone calls to try to see things, and everybody says, well, grass is spongy, and that's what has made us start to thinking about the steamers. McKay and one of the Stahelys came down from Staheli West and gave us a tutorial. Of course, they gave it on alfalfa. And I was a little leery at first. I'm like, well, you know, grass molds easier, it turns brown. But I beg to differ about alfalfa than grass. It makes alfalfa great, but it makes grass alfalfa the greatest. When we first started steaming this, we asked McKay, he came over, which I am a firm believer of Staheli West's program of how they teach you how to run the steamer. They come over hands-on, show you how to run it. I mean, I'm not the greatest equipment operator, but it's very, very easy to run. When the steamer showed up, our bell weight went from that 880 to 1290 to 1320, somewhere right in there. The most exciting thing I can say is the quality of the hay. I went from selling hay at $100 a bell. Today's price is $235 a bell. Our bell weight is up, yes, but the quality proceeds more than the bell weight by anything. The quality of the grass. We actually went from our hay testing considerably way higher in protein, even though it was grass, and having that good leaf content. But it also, because we could get the hay up and off the field and not wait for the dew to have that big explosion bell and have it right, we actually gained a 3rd crop, which nobody in Panguitch does. So we went from like 2 to 2.5 crops to 3 full crops. So what that really means in layman's terms is we were getting about 3.25 tons per acre, and we went to almost 4.75 per tons per acre during the growing season. When I found out that the small steamer was coming out, McKay, I called him, I said, I want one. He's like, I think they're all taken this year. And I said, BS. So I drove to Cedar. I'd never met Dave in my life. He's sitting in the front office, and McKay was there with him, and I'm like, okay, my name's on one. And somehow I got one of the ones in the first year. We've got some really nice equipment we haul for testing for PDI, and the way it hauls on the trailer is totally different, the way it straps down, everything. And I can tell you one other thing is the actual green content of the hay, that after it's been steamed, it seems to hold its flavor better, which is green. The hay, like I say, the hay test has been through the roof. Other than that is if I had enough ground, I'd own 6 of them instead of 3. One thing we were able to do, which we've never done before, is we went to Enterprise to do more or less a test, because I like to prove facts. So a friend of mine that's been a friend of mine for years named Kevin Woods, he puts up some really, really nice hay, does not have a steamer. They were putting up hay with their Freeman, no steamer. We hauled the tractor, the steamer, and the Massey Ferguson baler over all at once. We baled pretty much for a full day straight and put up all of his pivots way the Freeman was parked, because there was no dew. The wind was blowing. It's a game changer. I don't know what else to say. I can invite us in to see the quality of the flake today on the actually alfalfa grass, and in the big beller. And I'd like to do some still shots for everybody to see, to take it down. I've got some horses down here. You'll see my barn. There's no waste. I would like to show you what the small steamer does. We bought some hay before we started putting up our own small bells from the same area, and you'd open the bell and you would just have a mess everywhere. So I'm going to show you what this looks like. This is a steamed grass alfalfa. It's got some brome in it, orchard and alfalfa. But if you look, there's no waste, but look how it flakes off. Grass never did that before. If you look, I mean, it's still bonding together. And the cool part about it is you can get the flank counter if you want, if you want to do some custom farming for somebody and you want a little bit smaller flake. But I mean, just look at how the bell holds together. I don't know how it gets any better than that. So we've got some orchard here with a little bit of alfalfa in it. This is first crop. But I just want to grab a flake and show you how it stays together. And it flakes off this. It's so easy to feed. But if we look how that flakes, you guys see what I mean. Nobody said this could be done with grass. I mean, what are you actually losing? Or if you grab another section of it. See how well it's held together? And as you can see, there's no damage of moisture anywhere. If you're nervous about steaming grass, where do you get more beautiful than that of orchard? I think if anybody's in question and wants to wonder about the steamer, they need to go to the class and learn what the steamer really does. I've been around enough hay now and been in Arizona a fair amount and seen how dry things are. Get down there in the summer, they always seem to have a wind. I'm a good friend with Trevor Bells at Bells Hay, and I know he has some of these and been around some of his hay. And we all know now with the rise of inflation, fuel, and everything, your tool is your game changer. You have to have good equipment to be proficient in this farming world nowadays, because look, tractors up 20%, fuel's up, what, almost 100% since I bought the steamers. Where else are you going to get more efficient? You could come down here today, we know the wind's blowing, and this whole alley would be full of hay, but it would be blown everywhere. As we can see right there, that's come out of that horse's feed bunk. If that wasn't steamed, it would be clear out in the parking lot. It's amazing. Everybody's scared of the sticker price of what the steamer costs, but in the roundabout time, in a year or two time, it will pay itself back in tenfold. But also is, I believe, that the biggest thing is in the retail market for horse hay, your customer retainment is key, because there's absolutely no waste.